Hello and welcome to the Worthy Podcast with me, Sandra Chuma. I am really excited to share this episode with you because I'm actually sharing something that I am going through in real time. So, I'm in the process of making a major life decision. And I've been thinking about, well, how do you make life decisions? I'm not talking about the chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, or tea or coffee kind of decisions. I'm talking about this is going to completely change my life kind of decisions. I'm sure you've had to make those, whether it was what job to take, whether to marry someone, whether to move to another state, another country, all of these big life decisions that have a huge impact. And I'm in the process. I'll share more in the coming months, but for now, suffice to say, I'm in the process. My husband and I are in the process of making a major life decision. No, we're not getting divorced. Mom, no, we're not getting divorced, but we are in the process of making a major life decision. And I've been thinking about how do you make decisions? Like what are the steps that you should follow when you're making a life decision? So I want to share with you the process that I'm using to make my life decision. And hopefully, if you're in the process of making a decision for yourself, it might be useful. But before I get into that, what I'd love to ask is if it feels aligned for you. I would love if you would do one of two things, or both things preferably. The first is to subscribe, because it really helps in terms of the algorithms and it helps more people find us. And the second is to leave a review. Whatever platform you're consuming this on, if you just leave us a note and say that you're finding this useful, that you enjoy listening to me, that would be so helpful and so appreciated. And so with that said, I want to share with you the 5 steps, the 5 questions that I'm asking myself as I make a major life decision. Now, first and foremost, I want to say this. I think we need to give ourselves permission to understand that there are no right or wrong decisions, because I think sometimes we get paralyzed and end up not making a decision because we're so afraid we'll pick the wrong thing. And I think when we can take the pressure off of that and say, I'm going to make a decision, and there will be a result or an outcome from that decision. And then based on that outcome or result, I'll decide if I want to make another decision. If we make it as simple as that and don't put the pressure on getting it right, I think it frees us up to be able to actually give ourselves permission to make what feels like a good decision for us. So with that said, that's actually the very first thing. Step 1, the first question that I ask myself is, how does this make me feel? Because one thing that I know for sure is that everything that we do in our lives, all of the things that we want, all of the goals, the aspirations that we have, they're ultimately, if you take them down to their base, they're all about how we think something will make us feel. And so when you're making your decision, the first question to ask is, how is this making me feel? Do I feel excited? Is it something that sounds like it's going to be fun? And maybe, is it something that is going to open up opportunities for me to have fun experiences? Or are you making this decision from a place of dread? Like, oh my goodness, I really don't want to make this decision. I really don't think that this decision that I'm making is going to help me in any way. Or if you're feeling like it feels so heavy. So if you can make it light, if you can make it, as I said, letting go of the need to make the right decision, and instead let it be, I'm going to make a decision. And then how does decision A make you feel? Decision B make you feel? Which one makes you feel excited? Which one feels fun? Which one makes you feel expansive and spacious? That's how to start, and really allowing yourself to tap into your intuition. That's a skill that we all have, to be able to tap into that sixth sense. But it's one that, quite honestly, for many of us, we choose to ignore because we tend to want to make rational decisions, right? Like up here decisions, logical decisions. But your intuition is such a powerful tool for you to guide you to making a decision that is the most aligned for you. And so how do you begin to tap into your intuition? Well, first and foremost, it really is about getting quiet. getting quiet and allowing yourself to hear yourself. Because oftentimes we're so busy, busy, busy that we don't actually hear that small, quiet whisper that is our intuition. So it's getting quiet, whether it's meditation, yoga, just sitting down, and maybe even journaling, allowing yourself to just freeform journal without restricting yourself, without judging yourself, just letting the words flow. And so the first step in making a decision is, how does it make me feel? The second step for me has been about my vision. Does this decision that I'm about to make align with my bigger vision for my life, my goals, the things that I want for myself? Does this align with where I see myself in a year, 3 years, 5 years, maybe even 10 years if you're thinking that far out? Is it aligned with my vision for myself and the life that I want to create for myself? The third step for me has been about aligning with values. Is this decision aligned with my values? Now, I have my values written down. I actually have them on a sticky note right on my computer. I have them written down in my journals. I like to keep them front and center because I like to always filter any decision that I'm about to make through my values. Does it align with the values that I've said to myself are important? And if this isn't an exercise that you've ever done in terms of outlining your values, it would actually be a great place to start, because ultimately, everything that we do in our lives, and especially the things that are being driven from our subconscious mind, and remembering that our subconscious mind controls 95% of what we do, it has to align with what you believe and your values. Those are the two key things that are driving your life. You're always either in alignment or out of alignment with your beliefs and your values. And so for me, I've really gone through the exercise of, I have my top 10 values written down, and I've gone through, okay, does this decision align with each one of my values? For me, the fourth question that I've been asking myself as I make this major life decision is, will this allow me to grow? Is this an opportunity for me to grow? Because here's what I know for sure is that life is always about growth. If you're not growing, you're dying is the expression. And so is this going to be something that will further my growth? Is it going to be in alignment with me growing, with me really stepping into all that I'm able of becoming? Will this allow me to grow? And then the fifth question that I've been asking myself as I make this major life decision is, does this align with who I want to be, who I'm becoming? And it's a slightly different question than maybe the growth question. But in terms of overall, who do I want to be? How do I want to show up as a human being in this world? Who do I want to become at my best? When I'm showing up as my best, when I'm stepping into my potential, who do I want to be? And does this align with that? Am I being a person who's in integrity? Am I being someone who's driven? Am I being someone who honors their word to others? Does this decision that I'm about to make allow me to align with who it is that I want to be in the world? And so those are the 5 questions that I've been asking myself as I make a major life decision. It is, how does it make me feel? Does this align with my vision? Does it align with my values? Is this allowing me to grow? And does it align with who I want to become? So I hope that you'll find that helpful, and that's something that you can use, a tool that you can use as you make your next major life decision. And as always, there's one thing that I want to remind you. It is that you are worthy. You are worthy to be, you're worthy to do, and you are worthy to have an extraordinary life. Make the decision that leads to your most extraordinary life. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.